All right, so just wanted to give you an update on what I have been up to. So basically, my primary focus right now, my primary mission right now is to basically build out a high level support team that is going to consist of subject matter experts, um, application support engineers, and DevOps as well. This team will sort of act as a liaison between development and IT, which is mainly talking about like desktop support, and also our clients. So there's a couple of things that need to be figured out, and that is I need to, first of all, establish levels of support. So, right now what I'm going with is a two-tier system. Um, and I call it two-tier even though there is a level three. The level three is actually development. Level one and two would be the product specialists. So basically, level one is like a help desk, right? So these guys take the calls, they do a lot of monitoring of the systems. Um, they primarily, and some basic things they may resolve, but they primarily, their function is to escalate to level two or level three. Um, Level two resources, that's DevOps, that's application support engineers, subject matter experts. These guys have a high level understanding of the products and the business, and they have production access. They can bring down systems, bring up systems, um, and they pretty much, if this team does not have a solution for any ongoing issue, then development, it has to go to development, right? No one knows more about the product than this team, right? So once it gets to the point where they're not able to resolve something, then it's going to go to level three, which is development. The there's two modes that I'm going to put into place for that escalation point, and the first one is on a consultation basis. So ideally, we don't want to tax development too much. They need to focus on coding. So when I see a comment there, I'm going to check your comment in a second. So consultation is the first mode of working with development. So consultation means, hey, I don't say consultation. How can I speak? Consultation? I don't know. Whatever. Consult. So the first level is, hey guys, so we identified this problem. This is what we see. We check this. We check the logs. This is the behavior that's happening. It's happening when they do this and that. This is the result. Memory looks good. CPU looks good. But every time they do this, this happens, right? So they provide a report to development. Development in a consultation capacity would say, hey, you know what? That sounds like X, Y, and Z. Have them do this, right? Have them do this. So they're basically sending it right back to the team that I'm building, right? Sending back to the level two. Level two will follow the advice. Either it works or it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, they may go back to them again for another consult, and they may say try something else. That's the first mode. That's the preferred mode. The preferred mode is not to use them at all, right? But if we do need to use development, we ideally would want to consult. We want to be minimally disruptive to them. We want to let them focus on coding, building the product, right? So we want to jump in, jump out. Questions, answer, So I see we have Pavon is on. I'm a hybrid resource, level one, level two, and also production. Yes, development, front and back end. Awesome. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, Pavon. Hope everything's going well. You guys are listening to the live stream. Go ahead and click on the like button. Really appreciate that. That helps to support the channel, which channel needs a lot of support. YouTube is absolutely destroying me. They want to focus on full-timers who are posting videos all the time and trendy things. And they just crashed, as usual. Can't really keep the channel going without the support from you guys. I appreciate it. Just click on the like button. I can't do live streaming. Can't think of things to say on the spot, but I think my videos are getting better. I'm talking more now. I even started using a green screen now. Nice. Play CVR. Emails and calls, Pawan says. But yeah, so that is the basic idea. Then the next thing is there needs to be, because the team is new, so there needs to be at some point in time a separation between like you want to have a specialist team that specializes in the product, and you want to have another team that specializes in infrastructure. So if there's a problem with Windows, a problem with Linux, you have a desktop team, and desktop team is not necessarily the right word to use because desktop means desktop. So desktop wouldn't necessarily be messing with servers. But bottom line is you have a team that focuses on infrastructure and you have a team that focuses on the product. So if there's something wrong with the product, you have your product experts. They're the ones who can bring down and stop services related to that product, the proprietary product that the company builds and that the clients are paying for. And then you have the team that manages the non-proprietary things. So Windows, Linux, hard drives, networking, even the database itself, right? So that's something obviously that's going to come with time. But that's kind of what I'm focusing on. And then I got to figure out how to make this a 24/7 thing. So, what happens at 3 a.m. in the morning? Someone, there's something that goes down. Who's going to address it? How is it going to be addressed? When does it get escalated? What are the procedures for escalation? Who's going to be on call? What's the rotation, setup? A lot of stuff needs to be figured out. What are the procedures for, let's say something needs a development resource at 3 in the morning. Do we have someone who, a development resource that does the initial investigation and potential resolution, or the potential determination that it needs to be escalated to the actual developer who is tasked with that particular product? So that's things I need to figure out. So that's been the main focus right now, and then I've got to build out job descriptions and it's a lot of stuff. It's very challenging for sure. A lot of it involves a lot of extrapolation, and prediction in terms of I've got to be able to anticipate things that could happen, without the track record. If you design a car, right, using new technology, how do you know what types of issues this car may have, right? So you're building an electric car. Are you going to have potential, maybe someone exposes the car to too much salt water and it causes a corrosion issue? What would be the result of that? What kinds of, how would the customer see the damage? Would they be having acceleration issues? What would be happening? So you got to anticipate that type of problem, that type of let's say support issue. So client calling you and saying, "Hey, my car's not working properly," and sort of having a plan in place to deal with and resolve those types of things. And what are the other things that may come up? Maybe someone's in a crash, right? And they're trying to say, it's now we're getting to legal things. They're trying to say it's the car's fault. And it's just, again, that's just something you have to sort of think and ponder. What could happen? What could go wrong with this car? Maybe someone drives the car for too long at too high of a speed, causing it to overheat or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so many things to consider. You can't sort of anticipate every single thing, but the more that you can anticipate and plan for, the better it'll be. But that's pretty much the boat that I'm in right now, is sort of predicting the future and planning and preparing for it, and contingency plan and backup plan. And yeah, obviously there's going to be some things that may not work as planned, and I will have to sort of restructure, redesign, sort of go back to the drawing board, the proverbial drawing board. But it's good fun. It is. I like a challenge, but it is also it's a very intensive process. Sometimes it can be somewhat intimidating, sort of a lot on your shoulders, but I'm definitely up for the task, and just got to keep to it, man. Sometimes you get to the point where you, like right now, I decide I'm taking a break right now, sharing this with you guys because I'm kind of overload. It's been a long day. I'm just tired. So I thought this would be a nice break for me to take. And it still helps in a way, because by me talking through the process of what I'm doing and what I'm working on, it sort of helps me mentally to sort of be in the place that I need to be to best, sort of execute on what I'm trying to do. So, but yeah, there's times where you just feel overwhelmed, and it's like you can get to a point where diminishing returns, where you just need to sort of step away from things for a bit, and then like earlier today, I got to a point like that, and I literally just went in the staircase and I ran up 4 flights, came back down 4 flights, just to get the blood pumping, get the heart going there, and just to get away from it, man. Because you just can't keep going. You're not a machine. I think I'm a machine, but I'm not a machine. I'm human. So we need to appreciate and respect that. Anyway, hopefully this video was somewhat interesting, educational, and you did appreciate the video. Again, I'm also, my agenda is trying to get back to you guys and doing video, and I love doing videos. I love sharing information with you, but obviously priorities come first. So I've really fallen behind on YouTube. There's really no time for YouTube, but it's coming. I'm getting there, I think, but it's really challenging. Look, today I'm going well over 12 hours today. I've done many days like that. I've gone home at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So work on the weekends. Yeah, it's a little crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see what Pavan is saying. Pavan, I was supposed to do an interview with you. I'm sorry I didn't get to do that, but we will do that. Pavan says, my experience being... Whoa, this live streaming app is just... My experience being a hybrid resource says we need more scripts or tools, which will help. Wow, this thing is horrible. It keeps fading away, the chat. We need more scripts or tools which will help in troubleshooting tools, which have a good grep blah blah log file. Yeah, that's another thing that's on my agenda. I got a meeting coming up pretty soon to discuss just that. Automation, monitoring tools. So I need to basically come up with this is kind of getting into like business analyst type things, but I need to come up with a requirement for certain monitoring tools, which will make the team more efficient in terms of being able to monitor and get a good visibility into system health, right? Then the security concerns. I want low-level people to be able to have access to monitor production systems, but I don't want them. I want it to be read-only, right? I don't want a help desk person to have access to break things, but I want them to be able to see and assess the health of the production system. So we got to figure out a model of how to do that. Many different strategies, many different ways. One thing that I suggested was we can sort of compartmentalize the access levels of the user account. So you can create a user account for someone and specifically allow or disallow certain things. So you can not allow any sort of write access to anything. So you can make all the things they have access to are only read only. So for example, view this, view that, but anything where like update or edit, you can disallow that. So that's one model. The danger there is a misconfiguration issue where someone who's setting that up makes a mistake and gives a help desk person access to write things that he should not. A cleaner model may be if there's a tool that specifically does not have the capacity to write or change anything, then you can give this tool to anyone, any level, because you can only see things, you can't touch things. So there's no risk of damaging anything. And that may be the route I'll go with, because I definitely don't want a help desk person to be able to mess with things, right? So anyway, on that note, I'm going to get back to it. I don't want to stay here too late tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to my document. I want to get it done today. I'm almost done. Just finalizing some of the details. I think what I need to do now is to finalize my task list. So what are the responsibilities of different people at different levels? I may get into management as well, because I want to talk about escalation somewhat. So yeah, see, that's why this is good that I did this live stream, because now I'm thinking I need to designate management responsibilities as well. Because, for example, if we need to do something that's going to put the clients at risk, I don't want to have anybody having the ability to make a decision. They can make that assessment, but they need to consult with a management resource. And that management resource may need to consult with other management resources in other departments as well. So there has to be a procedure of how do we determine, like, if we need to restart something, what are the procedures for making that decision? Like, who are the resources that need to be consulted? What's the escalation? Senior level subject matter expert makes a decision, and then seeks approval from management of that team, and then management of that team consults with business management, for example, or product management. We need someone to notify clients, for example. And then once everyone's green light, okay, why are you doing this? Oh, because of that. What's the risk? Okay. How long is it going to take to get it fixed? Okay. All right. I'm going to communicate with clients. When are you going to do this? 5 minutes. Okay, good. Right. And then it's like thumbs up, get it done, and move on. Anyway, got to get back to it. All right, guys. Until next live stream. This is the Fix Protocol channel. Thanks for joining in, Pavan, and everyone else.